Hi guys, it's Thomas here, and after having showed you the Madolche combos, today I'm going to show you how the deck can play into some hand traps. For the first combo, we're going to have Petite, Anjelly, and Ash Blossom as a hand trap. We're going to activate Petite to special summon and activate the effect to summon from deck. We're going to get hand trap here with Ash, since if our opponent let us, for example, get to the Xyz, we're not going to only need a Anjelly, but we could also extend with the field spell or a hootcake. Next, we're going to normal summon Anjelly and attributed to special summon a Madolche from deck, in this case a hootcake. Hootcake is going to banish Anjelly to summon a Gelato from deck, and the Gelato is going to add a spell trap in Salon. The next move is linking using all three monsters into a Meow, and Meow is going to add a magileine, activate Salon, additional normal summon on magileine, and magileine effect to add the second Gelato to hand. We're going to activate Meow, targeting the Gelato in graveyard to special summon the one from hand. This way we're going to trigger Salon, then Gelato, and we're putting Gelato back in deck to summon later. We're going to add a ticket and set Promenade. We're going to activate ticket and overlay both level 4 into a glass souffle. That's going to detach Gelato and target Meow. The second effect will trigger, put back Gelato and the hand trap of the opponent, and Ticket is going to summon Gelato, and Gelato is going to add a dessert. Now we can set dessert and link with our two monsters into a C-start. In the second combo of the video, we're going to show a variation of the previous combo. We're still playing with Petite Anjelly, and this time the hand trap is going to be a Veiler. We're going to activate petingcessoeur and we're going to get Veilered. It does the same thing as an Ash in this case. Normal summon Anjelly, effect to tribute, summon from deck a hootcake, activate hootcake to target Anjelly, banish it and summon a Messengerato that will trigger since we have a beast Madolche, add ticket. We're going to overlay both level 4 into a glass souffle and activate ticket. Glass souffle, detach Gelato, target hootcake. Second effect trigger to shuffle back Gelato, trigger ticket. Special summon since we control a fairy, and Messengerato effect to add another spell trap in Salon. Now we can link all three monsters into a Meow and activate his effect on summon to add a magileine. Activate Salon to give us the normal summon for magileine and activate effect to add one on normal. We're going to add a Gelato. Now Meow effect, target a Gelato in graveyard to special summon the one from hand. Activate Salon 1, Gelato 2, add a Promenade, and we're going to set a dessert. Then we're going to set both summon a tiramisu and overlay on top a tiara la phrase. Now we can see in the third combo how the vernusilph monster can help Madolche not only to extend into hand trap but also help start the combo. Hootcake needs a monster to banish from graveyard, and Vernusylph of the Misting Seedlings does just that. It discards itself and another monster or Vernusylph card to add a Earth Fairy that we have, of course, some Madolche, and put itself in the graveyard, reborns Hootcake that can banish him. We're going to start by activating Seedling, discards Hootcake to add Anjelly, and summon back Hootcake. We're locked into Hearth for the rest of the turn regarding effect, but that's fine. We're going to activate hootcake by banishing seedling, and since our opponent already knows that there's a anjelly in our hand as follow-up, won't for sure hand trap a hootcake. He might try to hand trap the petite that allows us the whole chocolat à la mode play. We're going to normal summon then anjelly, activate effect to special summon gelato, and gelato will activate her effect to add a spell in ticket. We're going to overlay both into a glass souffle and activate ticket. Glass souffle is going to target herself by attaching a gelato. That will trigger the second effect to shuffle the two monsters in the graveyard to trigger ticket, to summon another gelato that this time is going to add a salon. We're going to send all three to the graveyard as link material for a meow that on summon is going to add a magileine. Activate Saloon to normal summon once more. Normal summon Magileine. Activate Air Effect to add a Gelato. And Meow to target a Gelato in the graveyard and special summon a Gelato. You've seen this a couple of times already at this point. Activate both. Add a trap and set, of course, the other one. Set the first. Exist summon into Tiramisu and into Tiara Phrase. The vernusilph are not only useful with hootcake, are pretty cool also with petite, and while using seedlings and discarding petite plays more into like ash, if you have only those two, you kinda have to. If you don't, you have a dead card in hand. But if you have another monster, you could also try to petite first and then seedling discard the other monster. But still, in this combo we have only two, so we're playing like that. We're going to activate seedling, discard himself and petite, and add anjelly. And I said it's cool because petite triggers on special and seedling special hair, so we still get the effect to summon from deck. Of course, we're getting hand trapped, but we're still going to press forward. We're going to summon Anjelly and attribute her to special summon a hootcake from deck. Hootcake is going to banish the seedling to special summon a gelato. That will, of course, add a salon. We are going to send all three monsters to the graveyard to summon a cat and add a magileine. Activate salon. Normal summon with salon magileine. Magileine will add a gelato. Meow on gelato to summon the gelato from end. Salon will trigger and gelato will trigger. We are going to add a ticket and set a trap. Promenade. Activate ticket. Overlay gelato and magileine into a souffle. Souffle will detach to target herself. The second effect will trigger, and we are going to shuffle both monsters into the deck, triggering ticket, summon a gelato, gelato will trigger, and we're going to add the other trap. We are going to set it, and this is the end of the combo. Of course, we could also send Meow and Gelato for the other link. Now, since I've always showed you how the opponent negates petite, you could think that there's not a way to play if he keeps the hand trap, for example, Veiler, Moonlit, or Imperm for the cat, the link 3. Now I'm going to show you how you can play around it. I'm going to seedling, discard Petite and special summon her back. Petite will trigger, and special summon a petingcessoeur. Of course, since we started with a vernusilph, our opponent knows that we have another follow-up, a completely reasonable thought for keeping your hand trap for later. We're going to overlay both into a glass souffle. Next, normal summon anjelly and tribute it to summon hootcake. Hootcake is going to stand there for a little bit. We're going to summon a chocolate à la mode and target her to put her in the deck. Detach petite to special summon a gelato from deck. Gelato effect is going to add chateau. We're going to activate hootcake to banish the vernusilph to special summon another gelato, and this gelato is going to add a ticket. We are going to activate chateau to put back the monster in the graveyard, detach from chocolate to summon a magileine, overlay a magileine and a gelato into a glass souffle. Now we're going to activate ticket and send the other gelato and the hootcake to the graveyard to summon a C-start. Here, glass souffle will trigger since Madolche monsters went to the graveyard. We're going to target both gelato and hootcake. We are only going to add back gelato for castle to have a chance to trigger ticket and, more importantly, chocolate la mode that needs specifically a monster to go in the main deck. We're going to detach the last material and we're going to special summon a petite and a magileine. Now we're going to use both monsters, the C-start and the Exist without material, to summon a meow. Here I'm showing you that if the hand trap our opponent is using is a monster, we still have the glass souffle that can protect the link 3, but even if it's an impermanence, we can still use petite and magileine for a tiramisu and stack on top a tiara la phrase, and we still have shuffle from board and from graveyard for our opponent's turn. That's not bad. But of course, if it's a monster, it's way better because we get to protect, add a salon, activate salon, and activate meow to put back a monster in our hand. For example, here a petingcessoeur and a special summon gelato that will trigger gelato and will trigger salon to add back both of our traps. Next, we are going to set them, overlay two monsters into a tiramisu and a tiara la phrase on top, and send the other two monsters into a C-start. And this is as good as a handboard as Madolche can hope. And now, to end the video, I'm going to show you a 3-card combo end with only Madolche cards that's going to play through a Veiler. Petingcessoeur from hand, effect on board. Since our opponent doesn't know that we still have maybe follow-up since we didn't use a vernusilph, I think entrapping exactly here is completely reasonable and probably the correct choice. We are going to normal summon a magileine and activate the effect to add another magileine. Next, we are going to activate salon and use the summon to normal summon another magileine. And this time we're going to add anjelly to hand. We are going to send all three to the graveyard to summon a meow, and meow is going to add as a ticket. We are going to use ticket and then activate meow to put back a magileine into the deck and special summon a anjelly. Ticket 1 and salon 2. Salon is going to set a promenade and ticket is going to special summon a hootcake. Anjelly tribute herself to special summon a messengelato, and the messengelato, since we have multiple beasts, is going to add a dessert. Now we can use hootcake to banish a petite from the graveyard to special summon the second gelato that is going to trigger, of course, and add a Chateau. We are going to activate Chateau to shuffle back a couple of monsters from graveyard into the deck, and overlay both Gelato into a Tiramisu, stack a Tiara La Fraise on top, and send the other two monsters for a C start.